Jason. According to Humane Society's 2016 Puppy Mills Facts, as of 2016, there are an estimated 105,700 female dogs across the United States kept at puppy mills purely for breeding. These female dogs usually have a lifespan of about 5 years, and when they can no longer reproduce, they are either killed or abandoned because they are seen as useless by the puppy mills. For those of you who don't know what a puppy mill is, Kristen Kenny defines it in her 2011 Albany Law paper as high-volume breeding operations populated by poorly treated dogs that are bred at every opportunity, caged their entire life, and that receive minimal health care. Now, the issue with puppy mills is that many people don't even know they're supporting them, most often seen with shopping at pet stores. Pet stores appear completely harmless on the outside, and as you're looking at that cute little puppy in the window, you could think that nothing bad could possibly come from that. But this is what their parents look like, and this is their unfortunate reality. Puppy mills need to be stopped. It's really unthinkable that people are intentionally bringing more dogs into this already overpopulated zone. Stated in the Humane Society's 2017 Top Reasons to Adopt, each year 2.7 million adoptable cats and dogs are euthanized simply due to overpopulation in shelters and too many people not choosing to adopt. What happens is shelters run out of space, and then to avoid animals falling ill, mostly due to stress and just this overcrowding, the only option they're left with is to euthanize them. It's insane because this overpopulation is purely due to these puppy mills that are just churning out dogs like they're toys instead of treating them like valuable lives, which they are. So the solution is clear. To adopt, don't shop. There's really no reason not to adopt, and the benefits that can come from adoption are countless. One, you're fighting puppy mills, saving a life, and what I found most surprising is saving money, actually. So, as I stated before, you're fighting puppy mills, and if the description I gave earlier didn't really click, Ruleigh's 2017 Academic Journal For Dog's Sake Adopt gives an in-depth depiction of what goes on in these puppy mills. Some never leave their cages. They have never set their paws on real grass. They are deprived of socialization with their own kind and with humans. They are often physically neglected and live in unsanitary conditions. When they can no longer reproduce, they are killed. A life consisting solely of just those things is heartbreaking, and to think that any living creature would go through that is insane. Secondly, with adopting, you're saving the life of an animal that was most likely just presented with an unfortunate situation. Elena Barnard addresses this in her 2015 10 Benefits of Adopting a Pet. Many have been rescued from horrific circumstances, such as cruelty, neglect, abandonment, or even their owner just simply couldn't care for them anymore. Shelter staff work tirelessly to nurse their animals back to health and rehabilitate disturbed animals and do everything they possibly can to make sure they're fully prepared when they go out into their new home. So, give these pups in a shelter a second chance at life. And one of the biggest ones is that you're saving money. The biggest cost of pets, besides their initial payment you make for them, is usually the medical problems that come with them. And so it seems your purebred dog would be superior in its health standards to a shelter puppy, but it's actually the complete opposite. First, as I stated before, shelter staffs work tirelessly to rehabilitate and just make sure their pets are fully prepared when they go into their new home. And also, almost 100% of the time, when you get your pet from a shelter, they are already microchipped and spayed or neutered, so that cost right there is taken off the table too. The main issue with the puppy mills is the unsanitary conditions that the dogs are kept in. Joey Forrest's 2015 Puppy Mill versus Dog Adoption article provides evidence that sick dogs are often left inside breeding pools, resulting with puppies prone to hereditary conditions such as epilepsy, heart disease, kidney disease, deafness, and eye problems. Puppies bred in mills are also prone to diseases like parvovirus, giardia, kennel cough, pneumonia, fleas, ticks, heartworms, and often chronic diarrhea. So really, all these health issues associated with puppy mill pets are really going to end up costing you a lot more. The International Society for Animal Rights claims that there are approximately 10,000 puppy mills across the United States. With continued support of this industry, whether people know it or not, the inhumane tragedies will continue. Dogs will continue to live their lives in cages barely bigger than their bodies, given no proper care, and forced to continually breed until their bodies literally can't take it anymore. At that point, that's not even living. And also, puppies in shelters will continue to be euthanized simply because there is no more space in the shelters due to the puppy mills, and people are not opting to adopt. Recently, more attention has been brought to puppy mills by animal protection agencies and the media, so the public is becoming a little bit more aware of this misery that these animals are born, bred, and raised in. Now, this is good, but the industry is still thriving, and more measures need to be taken. There are some laws, but the standards they provide for these facilities are very low, and with little emphasis or any real regulation on the mills, breeders always find loopholes and are basically able to operate their facilities at whatever standard they want to. More recently, a state that's tried to attempt to take action for this is Pennsylvania. In 2008, Melinda Osborne stated in her news article, "They've become the first state to go beyond requirements set by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It was signed into legislation that breeders must double the minimum floor space, and it also prohibits the use of wire flooring and the stacking of cages." So yes, this is great to see that Pennsylvania themselves have tried to take a jump in preventing some of this cruel treatment, but ultimately we want puppy mills shut down for good. And the best way that we can work towards that is by adopting from shelters. We want there to be a zero demand for these pet shop animals. And at least one shelter exists in just about every single city across the nation, full of loving animals looking for a forever home. Here, locally in San Luis Obispo, we have the Woods Humane Society, and they describe some of their efforts working towards ending overpopulation by not only making sure every animal is spayed and neutered, but also providing low-cost spay and neutering for all animals in the county. So it's great to know that we have this option here locally for us, so if any of you are ever looking to adopt while we're in the city, we have this. Through spreading the unfortunate truth of puppy mills and the positivity that can come from adoption instead, I hope we can work towards a future where they don't even exist. So don't support an industry that has little care for the welfare of their animals and a lot of care for the welfare of their wallets. Adopt. Thank you.